All the talk is always about snake drafts. I just wanted to see what happens if you get a heap of guys together, do an auction draft, answer all the questions, and look, let's just see where it lands. Skiddy, it has been a hot minute since we've done a podcast together. How are you, mate?
Mate, you brought me out of nowhere and you brought me out of my depth as well today. Auction draft, like when you message me today and you go, hey, Squid, do you want to do a mock draft with me tonight? I'm like, hell yeah. And then you're like, it's an auction. And I went,
No.
The fuck? I might be busy. I might have to go fly me kite. But no, I'm happy to be here, mate. This is going to be good fun. How are you going?
Yeah, good. Look, I just wanted to do it because I have had a lot of questions in the past about it. And look, the fantasy format's the same. It's just at the start of the season, you decide your players differently, and you can get caught out. Like we do some in our local leagues, and a few of those guys are in the mock today. And I just find it's really hard for a new person to come into it to an auction. So almost like auction for beginners. We're just going to explain what's happening along the way. Obviously, having a rookie, that was done on purpose when it come to auctions. But you know the value of the players. So I even gave you in the background like a little bit of a calculator to work out how to do it. And it's great. Like you could get Trey Young in the 4th round in this. Because it's all to do with value, not, I suppose, what order you take them in.
Yeah, 100%. And if there's one thing that I know better than most people, it's how to piss money up the wall on shit bets. So I'm more than happy here taking a couple of flyers and spending a bit of extra cash on players that probably don't deserve it to the other people. But, I know where my value lies. And if there's a player that I like that I really want to target in on, I think that's going to be the main takeaway of this is to be able to say, like, where most people are fancying certain players and where they're valuing them, and is they're higher or lower on them. I know that certain players that you're higher on that I'm low on, and then vice versa. So I think this is going to be a good way to be able to test each other out to see where we really lie on these certain individual types of players and put our money where our mouth is.
Yeah, and look, as always, we do a mock on a Sunday. I'm pretty excited. I think we can do a points mock in the next couple of weeks too. Just trying some different things. Yeah, getting out there because there's only like 5 weeks till the season starts.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, it's nearly there. And, oh, God, I'm so excited for NBA to start up. I know we're going to get a little bit excited about preseason. We're going to overdo it as well. There's going to be someone that's going to pop off and have 20 points and 10 boards. And we're like, he's the next big thing. Oh, my God, it just needs minutes and a clear pathway. And then he'll sit on the bench for the majority of the year and we'll just sit there with egg on our faces looking like idiots. So I'm so excited. It's still funny times. There's still some moves to be made. Like we still have no idea what the hell's going on with cum buckets. So hopefully, that doesn't ruin everything and blow up in our faces. And, he gets bloody drafted in a certain spot and then a week into the season gets traded to Miami and whoever got him in the 10th round sitting there going, how good's this?
Yeah, absolutely. Like we even and it's one thing not to draft a little bit too early. We were talking on our NBA Supercoach podcast with Horse, and he had I believe it's like Yemen, which is like Igor Demon is what it sounds, what it spelt like. And they went out and got Kobe Buffkin this last week. So they're like Horse had some big comparisons saying like Michael Carter Williams and blokes like that, just that big point guard with all the opportunity in the world. But if you drafted a week or so ago, like I know that I've moved him down further in my board because it's just a little bit of uncertainty now. And obviously boards or dollar values, it's all the same.
Yeah, 100%. And now the Brooklyn Nets now have 9 point guards instead of 8. So it just makes it a little bit more of a log jam, which makes it a pain in the ass. So, yeah, I like Demon as well. But, shit, I'll tell you what, the Michael Carter-Williams comparison, if he comes out and has, 16, 10, and 9 steals or something like that in his first game, if he comes out and does that, Oh, I'm big on there, Matty. We got a question as well from our man Corey Blackledge. Who do you reckon's going to replace Tyler Hero to start the season? As we got the news that Hero is going to be out for the first month of the season.
I don't know, because I was kind of in the camp that I thought that Davion Mitchell would sort of start anyway. But Davion Mitchell definitely gets the bump. I've always been high on Norman Powell. For me, I probably think Wiggins gets the bump in minutes because I always saw Davion, Hero, Norman Powell sort of starting. And Wiggins will just get that bump in there in at the small forward spot. So even though it's not the same position as Hero, I think that's where the bump comes from.
Yeah, I can see that as well. I thought Davion was going to start for defensive purposes. I always had Wiggins penciled in. I thought Powell was going to be the bench. So I think Powell goes in. I think they'll just go a lineup of Davion, Powell, Wiggins, Ware, and Bam, and that's how they'll run it. I mean, you could very well interchange Ware and Jovic. I think that will be that. But, you know, you could see Huckers, I suppose, but I'd say that's a bit of a flyer. I'd be pretty confident with it's going to be that starting lineup now.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, mate. We're a couple minutes away from the draft. So in a mock draft, so we've set this up for $200. We've gone looks like 10 players deep with our 12 players. Now, when you select a player, you're not necessarily selecting him because you want him. You're selecting him to go up at the moment to be bid on. So, mate, what I'm kind of thinking, and I've got the first pick in this one, what I'm kind of thinking is I'm going to put up a guy that I don't necessarily want so that I can watch. And it's interesting because everybody's watching what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
during the stream. But the way that I usually play it, and that's why you do a mock and, you know, being transparent, the way that I usually play it is I get somebody up there just to try and soak up some of that money. To try and bleed people a little bit dry so that I can get my guys a little bit later on. So I'm actually hoping that the guys that I want to draft or the guys that I prefer to target don't pop up on the auction board for a little while, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to do it. I'm definitely going to be popping Jar up there early just so you can wet your whistle and get a bit of cash out of there early just to really tempt you, you know, just like, oh, here's a bit of Jar Morant because, as you said, you put up players that you don't really want and hopefully some idiot bids on him higher and, mate, I'll happily give him to you.
Well, yeah, well, again, like I'm high on Jar again this year. I think he'll get a few more touches without Desi being there, and I don't like drafting on. What's the best way to put this? On like injuries or anything like that. He's missed a fair few games. We know he's a gun, so he's missed a fair few games in the last couple of years. So yeah, I'm hoping he's got his head screwed on and can stay healthy. So.
I don't understand though how we can sit there and go like I agree you don't draft on the unless they're like really really injury prone like you know Embiid we all know what's going to happen there and guys that are already injured to start the season then ramp up but we're talking about Jar who's like he got 25 games for waving a gun on IG low so he got suspended and then to then flirt with the suspension he then did a grenade celebration just to really really piss it off and try his luck so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, 100%. Yep. Look, yeah, it's up, and I am gonna nominate Anthony Edwards straight up. You could actually pick how much money you want him to go for. It doesn't really matter because everybody's going to start bidding straight away, and he's worth a lot more than $10. Some people starting to go up in $1 increments here. 23, yeah, we're starting. Alex is keen on him. So we start to see him go in because, of course, you want to pay as little as possible. So we're seeing him go up in 1 increments at the moment, aren't we, mate?
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, you're going to have to fluff for me for a second because I just tried to get him and my app decided to close. So thanks, Yahoo. I very much appreciate that, you cheeky bastards. So no Anthony Edwards for me. Did they just take about 80?
Yep, he just went up for $80. Yep.
Holy shit! Righto, I'm
He's
gonna
very
go.
high on him. And again, sorry, I'll let you pick who you want to go. That's great that he went for $80. I was looking to get some money off the board.
I've gone
I'm
Trey
pretty
Young
high
here.
on. I'm pretty high on him. There you go. I'll bid at $30. Flanders is
Damn.
right in, so he's going at 42.
Logan, you
To put
cheeky
some of this
bugger. Jesus.
to put some of this into perspective, like Shut Up and Jam there on the previous guy has spent 40% of his cash on Anthony Edwards straight up.
Yep.
So it's interesting to see. He'll probably only come into play a little bit later on. Because honestly, just because he's got no money left. Oh, here we go. He's gone straight out, almost in straight sets. $49 again. He has gone hard.
Huge. 49 for Trey. Yeah, that's over two. Like it's the worth of two people. So, and Richard asked, "Do you not like Ant?" So, for me, Richard, in fantasy for Anthony Edwards, it's a lot tied to points. So, like, the hard thing with Ant is that he needs to be able to bring up other categories to really make the impact, to be able to say that he's a first round guy. And if you're paying 80 when we're only $20 per player, then yeah, I can't get that high on Ant this season, because the points are lovely and there's no doubt about it, but he needs to give me a little bit of something else. And when his other category is threes, where I can get them streamed off the waiver wire, I just, yeah, it's not that high for me to be able to justify that type of cash.
For example, with Ant, we just saw Shea Gilgeous-Alexander go for $80, which in my opinion is a lot better value than that. Like, I actually think Trey was pretty good value at 49. I had him in there at that sort of $40 mark. That was where I wanted to go, but I just want to sit back a little bit early. Oh, I mean, Victor Wembanyama is right up there. They're hot and heavy over him.
Yep.
If you want you guys, you've got to pay up. And there's a 3-person bidding war at the moment for Victor Wembanyama. Started off at $75. They've had 5 people bid on him, and they're going up in 1 increments, just trying to beat each other out, I suppose, to get Victor Wembanyama.
95.
Yeah, so $95 for Victor Wembanyama. He has been the most expensive guy so far. What do you think about Victor for almost half your wage? Do you think he's going to be that good, mate?
I mean, look, for someone that is that bloody good in Victor Wembanyama, like, holy crap, we could be seeing an outrageous amount, like, of rebounds, blocks, steals, points, everything, mate. He can get 5x5s like this. It's unreal for what Wemby's able to do. So I don't know if I could justify half of my kitty to be able to get him, but shit, at the end of the day, like, if you get him, you're pretty much shoring up a lot of categories. So it is, there is a justification to be had for it. And I think it's just, I think his health is the one thing that we can be worried about, but blood clot, like, shit, who gives a crap when it comes to a blood clot? That's not going to be a recurring thing. Let's hope, fingers crossed. So, but yeah, to the type of fantasy player that he is, I mean, 95 seems expensive, but far out, he's better than almost every player for fantasy. So you do what you can with it.
Yeah. And again, we're seeing Alperen Şengün, so it doesn't actually necessarily get picked in the order that you need them picked in, that you want to get them in. So we see him go for about $50. That's a quarter of your kitty, or 25% on Alperen Şengün. Again, maybe a little bit too high, but he's not a guy that I've been targeting in our drafts. I've sort of been looking at him around that $50. I think that you could probably, I don't know, like, he is a category lead guy. He did just have a fantastic season when it come to the FIBA. So Giannis is somebody that I'm pretty high on.
Damn.
$70 straight up, and they're into it. We're starting to see Mate, you're getting involved in Giannis
yeah.
here. What's your thoughts here?
Well, I think everyone knows how Buddy got. Oh, piss off, boys! You're killing me here.
That's Whisper there.
I think everyone knows how high I am on Giannis this season. Without any other, yeah, give me Giannis. Thank you very much. Beautiful. I'm very happy with that. I got as long as I got one of Giannis, Wemby, Jokic, or Shea, I can build around this. So I'm very happy to be able to get Giannis there. I'm huge on Giannis this year. They said he's going to play point guard. They need to be able to expand him with a bit more shooters because relying on KPJ and Kyle Kuzma to hit shots is not the go. So I'm not having a bar of that. But you know, I love what Giannis is able to do. If we saw what he did last year without Dame at the end of the season, his last month he averaged a triple-double with 2 blocks and a steal and a half or something like that. I don't care about free throws when I'm talking about Giannis. That's fine. I'll build something that doesn't require heavy free throws. I just love that Giannis is going to be able to bring everything else that I need, and I'm so in and high on that, especially with the high field goals. Yeah, I'm so high on Giannis this year.
And I suppose that's the thing about auction drafts. You've gone out there, you've went and got your guy, and yeah, you had to pay a lofty price for it, but that's but yeah, that's completely fine. We just saw Jalen Williams go.
Yeah,
go on.
No, I was going to say the other thing I like about an auction draft is that, like, if you trust in your late round flyers, you can definitely get away with some cheeky stuff to be able to, you know, get certain value elsewhere for like your $1 when everyone else has already bid it out. That's when you put up your players that you like at the very, very end, and you just go for it.
Yeah, we saw Jalen Williams go for $40 there, just to honestly, just to give you that perspective. That's less than half of what Giannis went for. And again, to put things into perspective, this is how high people are on Joel Embiid. Honestly, statistically per game, one of the best players. Just $23 there, winning you Joel Embiid.
Yeah, and I nearly took that crack to go a little bit higher if I didn't spend so much on Giannis, but that's all right. It is what it is. Kizza also says $88. That's the most Squiddy spent on something other than diapers. That is completely false, mate, because I got myself a couple of slabs. So you know the beers will always do that. And Kizza's our punt man, so obviously I'll spend more money on whatever you tell me to bet on. So you don't worry about that, Shagbags. But diapers are fucking expensive.
Mate, we're seeing Paolo Banchero just hit $46 in the bidding. Yeah, I'm not really high on him, but yeah, look, $46. I hate to be negative on all of them because honestly, the guys that get selected really early do tend to go quite.
Where do you see with Bane entering into the Magic side? Because obviously he's not a high usage player, right? So do you reckon that really fits well with Paolo, or do you reckon it fits better for Franz?
Oh, I don't think it affects Paolo. I think he's going to get his, and I think Desmond's a complimentary player regardless. I think Desmond will just hit shots when he can and just take, honestly, probably most off someone like Suggs, because he's been that secondary ball handler for so long in Memphis. Not for so long, he's not very old, but for a while in Memphis. So yeah, I can't see it affecting Paolo's shots. He is the man there. But Paolo's just relatively one-dimensional, in my opinion.
Yeah, agreed.
Laurie Markkinen, talk us through your currently bidding against.
Why are we going down to 1
Flanders?
second and then you're telling me to get stuffed? Fuck you guys.
That's the way that it works. It's all about mind games here.
It's it right. Yeah, Brody, I see you there, Shaggerbags. Give me Larry. Thank you. I'll take that. Thank you very much.
Larry Markkinen for $26. You happy?
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. That gives me some points, rebounds, a couple of assists, some defensive. That's not a great amount, but that's okay. But it just shores up my field goal percentage, which I'm very, very happy with there. So be able to work my way around with that. Granted, his threes are nullified by Giannis, but that's okay. I can now open up a bit of flexibility when I'm not just dying by the three. So I still have some there. I can get some later. And it's not like he's he's tied completely to his free throw percentage, so I don't care about that. But his other stats are more important to me.
Yeah,
You haven't got anyone. What are you doing?
Just waiting for some value to pop up, man. Sometimes it's not what you, sometimes it's not what you spend; it's what you save. I think Tyrese
that's
Maxey
so true.
is probably pretty good value in here at $39, but I just let him go out to Whisperer. I'm having a look at some of these guys that are still on the board, and I have the most amount of money left up there with James. We've got Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, Cade Cunningham, Anthony Davis, Sabonis, Booker, Harden. All these guys haven't even bid yet. So
Correct.
to see Maxey go in there at $39, great. But I believe I can pivot.
I think so. This is where it's going to get hard because there's 4 of you that haven't made a pick yet, and there's only 2 of the main guys that are there. So one of you is going to have to, settle for. I mean, Cade's not the worst, but then when you look a little bit further down, you're kind of like, oh shit.
I think Anthony Davis is the 5th best player in fantasy. So I'm
okay. Jokic went for less than Giannis. What the hell are these other guys waiting for?
Yeah, 100%.
What's going on? And he already has Maxey. Oh, cheeky. I don't know what you guys are waiting for. You're waiting for Luka. Unreal.
No. I'm just waiting. Like honestly, if I have a team full of 3rd and 4th rounders, I back myself to beat a lot of these guys. I have zero interest in Karl Anthony Towns with Tom Thibodeau there. So yeah.
Wait, no, Thibodeau's not there anymore. You mean Mike Brown?
With Tom Thibodeau leaving. Yeah.
Minutes down.
Just the way that he said, although $38 seems like pretty good value, to be honest.
Everybody, it really does. James is getting the steal here. I'm not doing it.
No, they're big.
Yeah,
they're big.
I agree with you as well with the fact that, I feel like Mitchell Robinson's going to get a lot more play as well during the year, especially just to ramp him up a bit more. Because the thing that the Knicks sucked most at was rim defense, and that's pretty much tied to Cat. So I could definitely see with Mike Brown coming in, definitely going to be relying more on Mitch Robinson on most nights during the regular season, at least.
Yeah, 100%. And I think Karl Anthony Towns there is pretty good value at $41. I just have a look at Whisperer's team though. He's had 3 players for $36. So this takes him out of play probably for the next half an hour, to be honest.
It's not bad. So what we're going to get here. Let's try and get you guys to get some cash out. So that's pretty much what I've put Luka up here, just so I can get some of these other guys that haven't spent cash to spend some cash.
Yeah, $80. Luka's up to. I know this is pretty poor audio content, but Luka does a little bit of everything. We're just watching everybody bid. It started to slow up when he hit $80.
I like that for Brano.
Yeah, he's went for $81. Brano has $96 left in the and we're just 2 players into the second round.
The smart thing that Brano just did there to get Luka was that he didn't spend a shitload on Embiid. So it's a really big swing there to get Embiid. But to make sure that he's got that guy he can now rely on is very, very smart play by him. How the hell is Jaden Ivey just got the $5? Are we good?
Yeah, no, that's fine. He got a guy that he wanted. Everybody saving. It's sure he's a big Detroit man. Dino is. So
I wouldn't pay 5 for him, and that sounds silly, but I just don't understand it. He's a ball handler that's not going to get the ball because Cade's there, and he's not good enough of a shooter to be able to get past Duncan Robinson, and he's a worse defender than Nassar Thompson. I don't know. I just don't see how he always how he'll stay on the court for long periods of time.
Yeah, we see Danny Avdija pop up next. A little bit of a my guy. I know Brano's very high on Denny.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my little cheat sheet that I've done up. I've got him with projected about this territory in at the $20. So yeah, we've seen him pop up there at $19. I think that's pretty good value.
I love Denny, but he just gets overshadowed for me in my love for how good Tamani Kamara is. Far out. They are so good defensively.
Yep.
Oh,
We're
big
seeing Cooper Flag. Yeah. Somebody that I see in other formats being overdrafted, so I'm pretty interested to see. There's a lot of there's a lot of podcasters and everybody in this chat. So yeah, interested to see. Like $25 still seems like pretty good value for Cooper Flag in a 9 cat.
Do you worry about Coop in his, like, obviously in the rookie season? Because like Dallas are going to try and win the championship. So like they're not going to sit there and just be like, oh, we have to force feed Coop every single shot. Like, I know he's the great white hope, but it's not like he went to Utah. Like, this is a team that is trying to win. So if he's not performing, they're not going to give him touches, especially when Kyrie comes back and they're really making that push.
Yeah, I'm pretty scared about Kyrie, to be honest. I'm scared about where he's when he's going to be there. So
yeah, that's fair. I mean, they said January 1st, so that seems ambitious, really. But for someone that's that age, but apparently they've got Dennis Smith Jr. back now in training camp, so that's a nice little one there to try and pick up to shore up if D'Lo doesn't perform, or if D'Lo performs to D'Lo's standards that he has in the past in the Lakers. So, hey, we'll see.
We're seeing everybody bid on Cade Cunningham. He's up to $56 at the moment, which seems like pretty good value. I see him as a top tier guy. Yeah. Yep. People still having a bit of a slap at him. He's going up and down there. He's at $59. Yeah,
I'd love Cade. Like, I mean, I know people get really like pissy about his turnovers. Who gives a shit? He's trying to work it out. He's been on a shit team for the last 4 years. Just he'll work it out. It's fine. He looked a lot better in the playoffs. He can do a little bit of everything. So I like that for 60. Nice pick.
I've got some questions in the some comments in the chat. Seems like everybody is going overs. Richard's mentioning. I'm kind of the same opinion, mate. And I know it looks like I don't have any players because let's be honest, I don't. But I'm just still seeing a lot of value there left on the board. And when it comes later on in the draft, if I'm still left with money, I think I will go hard. I think I'll end up getting, 2 or 3 players all at once. But
yeah. I was really keen on getting Scotty Barnes. I just can't justify to go into the 30s at the moment, which is kind of annoying. I was hoping I'd be able to get him a bit later for around the low 30s. So it's kind of a pain in the ass that Logan and Dino have just gone up there and just put him up a bit earlier than I was hoping for. But that's all right. Well, we move, so that's okay.
Can you? So he's just gone for $37. Can you tell us about the Anthony Black pick before?
No, I can't. I kind of question that. Why is that there?
Yeah, no, he is one of the. He is the guy that's on the least amount of money too. So maybe he was a guy that he was thinking of getting later on. So $1, you're high on him. Let's go.
I mean, he's not going to be starting over Suggs, Bain, Wagner, Parlo, and Wendell Carter. So, I mean, they must have been pretty impressed with his 18 points off the bench in the playoffs against the Celts. So, hey, that's all right. It's your own. I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum. So, you do what you want to do, boys. That's fine by me. But yeah, I wouldn't be taking Black. I don't even know. Would you take him in? Is he on your board before 144?
Let me press Control F because I've got him in another screen. No, he doesn't make my 158.
No. I can't believe you actually have to check.
I just wanted to double check. People have paid for that. I think LeBron's really good value there at 30, at 34 too.
Yeah, I rate that. Yeah, LeBron at 34. I mean, shit. Every single year we think it's done, and every single year he just keeps going. Diabate, that's surely got to be Wispy that's just put up Diabate.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I don't know.
And he offered 2, not even 1. Yeah. That's unreal. So he's put up Diabate, who, look, there's a chance that he could be the starting center in Charlotte because we don't really know what the hell's going on. And Nurkic has been pissed off for Colin Sexton in. So there isn't a lot of center play there. So, I mean, look, there's look, there's definitely conversations to be had about who does get that starting spot there in Charlotte. And I guess, hey, it's worth having a bit of a swing to see how well Diabate can do, because he can get rebounds, he can get blocks. It's not like he's it's not like he's the worst free throw shooter. So, it's definitely worth that for 2, I suppose. Just to see what you can get. So. Especially too, like, he's already got 3 people. So, like, just to get someone in the door, fine.
I still wouldn't have went Diabate, but we're looking at
who else could start? Who else could start for the Hornets?
They still have one of the Plum Dog millionaires.
Plumlee, that's right. They got Plumlee back. That's right. Yes. Here we go. Surely Mattrix. Here we go. The people that are listening on audio as well, Mattrix still has not got a player yet. It's him and James haven't got a player yet. So Anthony Davis comes up. Mattrix, surely we're making a move here.
I'm bidding, mate. I'm bidding.
There we go. Oh, it's you versus James. So this is who you guys wanted. You wanted Anthony Davis. Talk to me why you wanted AD.
I think that he's going to have a ripping year. You're taking Kyrie out there. I think his usage is going to go quite up there. Mm-hmm. Look, I don't necessarily. Again, I'm here about just getting people at value. I think $57 compared to some of the prices are going. But he's went for $57 to James. So I'm now the last person not to have a player.
Yeah, yep. So you're able to pretty much outbid whoever you want and really start pushing some of these smaller guys. There's still a couple of guys that have got some cash going around. But yeah, if Mattrix decides to go, 50, other people have to start thinking about how much cash reserve they have left. So, and you put up Jalen Brunson, which is quite a nice little how you goings there.
Yeah, I'm not that high on him. I posted on Twitter today about Jalen's numbers against somebody like Jamal Murray, somebody that's going 2 rounds later, and they're borderline identical. So, again, getting some money off the board, playing the long game. I really like Giddey, and I see that you just threw Giddey
There we go. Yep. I knew people were just going to flock to him.
Yeah. Also, I feel like he's somebody who isn't getting superly overdrafted at the moment.
You tell that to our man G Whistle.
Yeah,
over at the Dad's podcast.
No, I don't think he's getting. I don't think he's getting overdrafted at the moment. I think that he has classically always been overdrafted, just being an Australian in our Australian leagues. But I actually think that he's pretty good value here at $30. But I'm just going to let him go through to the keeper, cripple old mate. He's got $50 left. So.
Beautiful. I think that's a very nice one there. But look, Giddey his numbers were sensational at the second half of the year. And yeah, after he got to the, after the Bulls traded Levine. So there's definitely stats that back it up on why Giddey's going to be so good. But yeah, I got nothing against it. I've seen him been taken in the second round. And I go, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, let's just settle. But if he can keep up his 42% from 3, he won't. That is an anomaly. He's going to be fantastic. And he's Australian.
Yeah, 100%. I'm currently the lead bidder on Devin Booker. I've just got my first player.
There we go.
For Devin Booker. So that's $10 less than Anthony Davis. That's $10 more than Scotty Barnes, $20 less than Cade Cunningham. I feel like that's at value.
Yeah, I can see that too. I love that, getting booked there for you. I think you've got it. I think you've got it under. So very, very nice. Very, very nice to get there from you. We see Mark Williams come up now as well with the. We thought he was going to be the starting center in Phoenix, but now there seems to be a bit of a logjam with Nick Richards and who the hell did they draft? It wasn't Queen. Malal. It was Malach. That's right. Kamalach, the Camel. Yeah. So I think he'll start. I think he'll get good minutes, but there could be this situation where they're just like, oh, we'll just put Nick Richards out there. Oh, we'll just put the Camel out there. Like you just don't know when it comes to that kind of stuff in Phoenix. So, but it's good to have a swing on a top player.
I disagree. I think Mark Williams is going to be starting, and we see him go for $15 there. I think he will be starting. My issue is he's never played more than 44 games in a season.
Yeah, and also
So
to his minutes aren't like we're not talking 30 here. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't care if he starts or not. What I'm saying is if he's sitting there at a 24 minute split because his body's failing, like that's not something that I'm overly excited about. And the thing was that he had to play big minutes at the end of the season with Charlotte last year because there was no other centre. They traded them all away, and Diabate was injured, so he had to play big, and then he got hurt again, and then just went back to shit. So now they have competent centres behind him. Yeah, but yeah, please talk to me about Kalel Ware. That just went up there. He's at 13.
Yeah, look, I think that's fine. I see he's projected at about $10, and he played at about $5.8 worth last year. People obviously pretty high on Kalel. I think what he does for Miami isn't really shown on the stat sheet very often. I think he's just one of those guys that makes Bam Adebayo better.
Yeah, I agree, but also too, Bam. It's hard to say that because the stats showed how bad Bam was at the end of the year, but that's just because he started taking more middies and threes and trying to extend his range. Just get into the damn paint, so that annoyed me. But either way, like Kalel, I'd love his archetype. I'd love the player that he is. I think he's going to be great. It just depends if they start him or Jovic. That's the real question.
Mate, we see Domantas Sabonis up here at $48. Matt, one of the guys that I play with locally here, had $52. Put him up for $1 and put no more bids. He's trying to dry up the cash funds so that he can get back in the game. There, sitting there with $52 after having 4 players. So.
Yep, that's nice there from him. That's all right. That's how he wants to play it. That's how he wants to play it. It's all good. Conker goes up, and I can't believe he's gone past $1. That's unreal.
Yeah, I see a little bit of value. I'm just not sure I see $5 worth of value. But again, like it's hard to sit here and say be negative on all these guys. I'm just seeing a lot of decent guys still there on the board, and some of this money starting to dry up.
Mattrix, we're allowed to be down on people. We're grumpy old men that are fathers and are sleep deprived from our kids. We're allowed to do this. That is our right as being dads and being grumpy bastards. So we're allowed to do it. I just don't know what Conker provides rather than shooting threes and some rebounds.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, he's smart. He's smart, but smarts aren't going into my bloody putting me up in categories. Like, he's not going to get blocks. He's not going to get steals. He's not going to get very many assists, maybe like a couple here and there. Field goal as a shooter, as a rookie, is going to be rough. He's going to probably be a good free throw shooter, but he's not going to get to the line very much. So, I don't know.
We just see James Harden go for $45, and again, he's a guy that I'm sitting there at about 12th on my board, higher on my board than Domantas Sabonis, and going for less than that. So again, I think we're starting to see these guys come back to reality and go for the right amount of money. We're seeing LaMelo Ball in there at the mid-20s as well. James Harden, you high on him, mate?
Yeah, I love what Harden's going to be able to provide this season. I think he's going to be fantastic for the Clippers. Kawhi's obviously going to miss a few games, as we all know, depending on what the investigation shows as well. Cheating bastards. But they got Chris Paul there as well to be able to back him up. So it's not like it's, Harden or nothing. They're able to get away with it a little bit more. So, but I still like what Harden's going to be able to provide this season. It's just going to be the stock standard Harden. Unfortunately, it's just not for my team.
Yeah, true.
It would have been good for your team, actually, in fairness, to pair with Booker.
Yeah. I agree. I'm just sitting here. I'm just seeing what pops up. We see LaMelo Ball go for $30. Of course, has been a little bit of an injury risk in the past, but I think like when you're taking him at $30 compared to some of the prices that Trae Young and again even Devin Booker, somebody that I had earlier went for, mate. Yeah, there's Evan Mobley coming out at this point in the draft. Yeah, people are going to get excited about him, yourself included.
Oh yeah, big time excited about Evan Mobley. Big year, going to get more of the ball, still going to give us the nice steals, blocks, rebounds, all that kind of biz. Doesn't exactly kill you from the line, but it's not like it's great. But it's still, oh God, I'm just such a big fan of him. Love his upside, love everything he's going to be able to do. Can I justify 33? I can.
I'll let you bid as he goes into the 30s. As you can see live in as you can see live in the chat that's throwing up, all the guys are asking if Anthony Black went yet. Yeah, he went a couple he went a couple rounds ago. So
Mr. Black.
I
feel like such a bitch that I just didn't get Mobley then, but it is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah. There's not much that can be done. So
when someone wants him and they want to outbid him, that's just what it is. What do you think about Derek White here?
So we see Derek White pop up next, mate. He's going to have a really good season, I believe.
I'm big fan of Derek White. Love everything he's able to do with steals and blocks and everything like that. He's going to be one of the main guys there as well. He gets the threes. So yeah, big fan of what Derek White's able to do, and I'm a big fan of him this year for fantasy. He went for 24, and I almost justified myself to be able to just keep going, and then I talked myself out of it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And you've really got to start to think about it when you're sitting there with $86 left.
Yeah, exactly right. But, that's okay. I've got guys that I'm going to have flyers on later on. That's fine. I'm good with that. But we see Ja Morant come up, and it's not like many people are excited about it. He's going for 18, it looks like.
I think... Nah, he's going to go for more than that. I was just playing Ducks and Drakes there for a sec.
I do apologize about that. I just have to quickly step out for a sec, but that's okay. We're back. We're all good. So Ja goes and you don't get him. Do you feel like a failure?
No. I'm fine. I'm fine to let him go. Sometimes it's not what you spend, it's what you save when it comes to auction drafts, mate.
That's so true. I guess you're not all guns blazing when it comes to Ja. I guess you're not slinging for the fences like Ja is. You might have to holster that one for later, Matty. Do you want another one?
I wasn't super high on Desmond Bain, but he was $1 away from going for $10 there. Yeah. Or for $8.
Yeah, I'd be happy to have a crack on Bain. He doesn't hurt you anywhere. That's his main thing. But, I mean, I just don't know what the ball share is going to be between all those magic people. It just makes it a bit tough.
Yeah, which is why you went for, honestly, the bargain price of $16.
Yeah, to get him at 16, that's real nice. I'm going to throw a Chet up there, and we're going to see what's going to happen here.
He's up to $23 pretty quickly. Again, being the number 3 guy doesn't really matter in OKC when you're one of those primary guys on the best team in the league.
100%. You know what he's going to get. He's going to give you blocks. He's going to give you steals. 26. Shit, I actually thought he was going to go for more than that. That was a thrower for me. I just wasn't able to do anything with it. So that's why I just put him up there to see how we go. But yeah, people weren't actually overly keen on Chet, which is interesting.
Oh, Santi Aldama pops up next. And that's I suppose the great thing about auction drafts. You can put up whatever you want. It can be
Yep.
It can be. I'm just enjoying the chat in the chat saying that it's Christmas. And Santi Aldama, I probably should have a chat. You were talking about being a grumpy old dad. I was going down the street, walking down to the park today, and Theo fell off his scooter. So we're picking him up off the ground. Anyway, this guy's absolutely stacked it going down the hill. Turns out he dislocated his shoulder while running, and I ended up having to drive him to the hospital. He's
Oh
sitting there.
my
He's like
God.
6'4", running downhill. Like I don't know, like something happened, tripped over,
Yeah.
dislocated his shoulder, got blood pouring down his leg. The big fella couldn't. He was gonna call his missus and stuff. I was like, "Oh, I'll just run you to the hospital, man." I hope if I was running and I went down that someone had stopped for me. So yeah,
Bloody
the
oath.
big dog was sucking him in.
What the hell? That's just unreal that he's able to that's happened to you. At least he came over to come look at Theo. Like, that's nice of him.
Kevin Durant just went for $31. Again, seems like sensational value at this stage in the draft. I have zero interest in Andrew Nembhard.
Bro, how did someone what are we doing? I thought I was gonna go $10 for Andrew Nembhard, and that's gonna be no worries, lock it in, thank you very much. But you're telling me that I gotta go like 13, 14? God, that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, you have to. And Matt's got him for $13. Again,
I love it.
People have gone a little bit harder on their guys. Yeah, he's actually a guy that I pinpointed that I was going to. It's always hard when you're on the pod talking. He was someone that I've pinpointed in my own drafts that I'm going to be doing for option to throw him up because I don't want him just to dry up that money. So,
right, I'm actually big on Nembhard this year. I really like what he's able to provide and what he's able to do. So I'm actually someone that's really, really big on him. Which is one of those guys that we said, like, you're down on, I'm up on. It just is how it is.
Yeah, exactly. And like in this, you don't even have to bid. Like I wasn't even tempted there. Zach LaVine up there at $13. And like we have a look that, he scored at a $12 ratio last year. So this is about at value for Zach LaVine at this point in the draft.
Hell
so
yeah, I'll take LaVine for 13. That's no wuckers there. I'll happily take that. That boosts the scoring. I love that. I'm anticipating that it's Zach's team now. I'm telling you. I reckon he works really, really well with Sabonis, and I reckon DeMar's just going to be a little bit more. What's the right way of saying it? Just a little bit more out of regular offensive rotations. So I like what LaVine's going to be able to do.
He's a bit older too, DeMar. I think about it. So
I really like. I reckon he works so good with Sabonis, and if they actually just say, "Hey, Sabonis, you're the point center," like Jokic is, I reckon he's the one that benefits the most. Apparently, that's what they're going to do. So I'm huge on that. I love that. So I'll have that gamble on LaVine at that point. I think 13 is unders. So I'll definitely have a crack at that.
Sounds good, mate. And we see Brandon Miller go for $15 again in about that same range as LaVine. Yeah. So that's all good value.
I do just want to say as well, I'm not I'm not saying I'm expecting like defensive stats. I know what LaVine is. I know he's a scorer, and that's what I want. I want scorer, but I'm able to counterbalance that with Giannis. So that's why I'm feeling so comfortable with getting LaVine in this situation. I think if you don't have that to be able to fall back on with LaVine, you're really kind of shit out of luck if you're picking him in that third, fourth round. So that you kind of need that defensive stability behind him.
And we see Jalen Duren go for that same sort of mid-tier. We're seeing guys that are going in the 60s and 70s going up for $15, which I think is fair.
Yep, absolutely. I 100% agree. And then we see Steph Curry coming up here at 32s, who I cannot get for my team. It does not work at all for me. So I'm happy to let this one go, and I'm happy to see people really bump this price up, which I really like to see.
Yeah, he fits really well with Devin Booker for me.
Bloody oath.
And yeah, honestly, borderline identical. And if I can get him for $39, which I have, Devin Booker and Steph Curry really fit well together. And again, while we're all about here trying to get our best players, we're still playing in 9-category league. So yeah, you can't lose sight of that. So yeah, Devin Booker and Steph Curry, hand in hand there. Taking up the bulk of my money, or 40% of my money between those players. So,
yeah, mate, I love that for you, mate.
We're seeing Kawhi Leonard up here at the moment, and you've thrown him up there. There is honestly a bit of concern about whether he could be suspended.
Yeah, I was like, I'll take Kawhi for 16, right? And then I'm like, I'll just bump it up again to see if Logan's going to keep going. Just instantly locks. I'm like, oh, yeah, he's going to go again. I'm going to bait him again. Bang, 21.
No.
You beauty.
Yeah. Like, again, great. You've dried up his funds, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But you can fall into the trap of actually getting somebody you don't want by trying to pump someone up. So,
like, I was happy with him for 16, but when I got to 18, I was like, I'm not. But I took the gamble and it paid off, so I'm happy with that. Bit of OG and a new
I believe Oscar Piastri just went out in the Formula One, so that's disappointing for Australians.
Yep, Oscar has been put into the wall. Is what I've got, which I've just got called. Lovely. Well, that's fun. All those people that are watching the F1s, you can turn it off now. There's no fucking point.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still a McLaren guy. I should have worn my shirt today, but we see OG Anunoby in here at $14. So.
Not bad. I needs to bump his steals back up. I need to see the steals back up. I think we can get that under Mike Brown. Yeah, it's tough. It's going to be tough to see how he's going to implement that team with so much talent and how they're going to be deployed. And obviously he was injury riddled last year. So yeah, I don't know. It's tough to be able to get a real grasp on OG for next season.
I do think he's been ADP in the 80s. I do think that he's a guy that has been underdrafted a little bit. Like, he's going to be still top 70.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's someone that doesn't hurt you in any categories, which is nice. And the main thing about OG, I just don't know how it all works with how much they have. And now they've got Jordan Clarkson off the bench as well, so it's another ISO scorer instead of a ball mover. Brunson pretty much still playing that only role there, so it's interesting. And then we saw Zion go for 23, and I was interested in that, but just couldn't get that price, unfortunately. So he goes for 23, which is an upside pick, and I don't mind it, Matty. Yeah,
I like Zion. Just didn't fit my team, to be completely honest.
No, you would have definitely free throw centric, and you would hate to be able to bring a very, very poor high volume free throw shooter into that to nullify what Steph and Booker can do.
Yep. I am leading the charge for Trey Murphy here. I've got Trey Murphy in at $21. Again, comparison wise, Trey Murphy had a better season than Zion, even though he probably has a higher ceiling. We see him go at $6 more than Duran to try and I'm just honestly $5 less than Chet, which might make me look like I overpaid a little bit, but I don't mind Trey Murphy.
Yeah, I rate it too. I've put up Jalen Johnson here, and I was not 100% familiar with everyone's love of Jalen Johnson's game here. I thought I could get him for roughly around the mid-20s. He's already up to 34, so people are definitely on board with the Jalen Johnson train.
Oh, definitely. He was, I think, the 17th best player last year on a per-game basis. So, yeah, you just hope that he's healthy. Looks like he's healthy when he starts the year. He's somebody that I was super high on.
Mm-hmm. Yep, me too. I really, really big fan of him.
We see De'Aaron Fox in here. He's going to go at good value. Again, I've got a couple of point guards. He doesn't fit my team really at all. As we see him approach $20, which is again Trey Murphy money, which I'm pretty high with.
Yeah, I know, and I really wanted to get Fox, and James is going to make me work for it, the cheeky bastard. And how much money he got? He's got a fair amount. So give me De'Aaron. That's right. I know you're watching the stream. Let me have De'Aaron. W dick.
Yeah. So you've got Fox there for $25. Let me know how's your team rounding out, mate.
So I've currently got Giannis, Markkanen, Levine, and Fox, and I'm pretty happy with how that's going to situate me. I like the upsides of all of them. I know that there's a couple of they might have a couple of downers, but I like what I'm able to be able to provide there around Giannis. I've got my eyes on guys elsewhere with my which are going to be my lower money spenders, and that's going to be absolutely fine by me to be able to generate what I need to generate. So, still sitting with about $48. That's fine. That's going to be able to make me round out my team nicely when I start to get to the lower end.
I'm in a bit of a predicament here with Jaylen Brown popping up next. He's a guy that would ruin my free throw percentage, which has been honestly probably elite, above 900 at the moment. But I do think $20 is probably pretty good value for him in.
Bang, that's exactly what I wanted. That is exactly what I wanted. Jaylen Brown, let's go. That I always like to myself, I'm going to I'm happily to halve my cash left remaining if I can get Jaylen Brown here, because now I got my starting five. My five is locked now, so that was exactly what I needed. With the points, I feel like he's going to be able to get, as you said, the free throws are ass, but that's fine because that's bulk scoring. That's good percentage of field goals from that position, gets the defensive abilities, and he's going to have more of the pill as well. And that's the main thing that I'm very excited about with Brown. So someone's got to score that ball, and Jaylen Brown bloody loves doing it. So huge to get him for 20.
We're still seeing a couple guys only with 2 players on their team. I'm looking at Flanders, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Jalen Brunson there. Victor Wembanyama and Denny Avdia on the one team, and James there with Anthony Davis, Derek White, and he just took Josh Hart for $10. So again, these guys may be starting to panic. Maybe even I don't think I'll panic anytime soon, but sitting there with 3 players on your team,
there's still some good guys to be able to get. Like Donovan Mitchell is still sitting there. That's first round value. So those 2 guys having $100 still to play with to get Donovan, it's still a bloody good amount to be able to spend on someone of that caliber. Even James, who's, he's still got the most amount of money sitting there on the board because he hasn't even cracked $100 yet. I don't think.
No, and again, looks like he's going to get Kevin Porter Jr. in here for $2. So he's got 4 players, still got the most amount of money.
Yep, exactly right. So yeah, he'll probably be able to have the most crack at Donovan Mitchell there. I mean, look, Pascal Siakam's still there, Franz Wagner, Thompson, Bam Adebayo, Jamal Murray, Dyson Daniels. Amen's up now. I would have loved to have gotten him, but I was more than happy to take the lower value of Jaylen Brown because I know that Amen's going to go for a pretty penny here.
Yeah, I'm getting a little involved, but the second he goes above $30, I think again I'm going to save my pennies for some of these other guys in the draft.
That is absolutely valid too. I mean, look, his defensive numbers are just cooked. Like that is amazing to see. Flanders gets him there at $28. I think that is such good value to get Amen Thompson. And people are always going to bring up and be like, but his free throws. Mate, I didn't give a shit about his free throws. He hardly gets to the line. That's fine. That is fine, and that will come. So it's all good there.
And I know this is a mock, but it was set up as a 1 IR league. Tyler Hero currently being injured. We mentioned it earlier on in the show. So yeah, he's popping up at the moment. Not a sexy pick, I suppose, while he's injured, but probably pretty good value for $10.
It's a good looking white man there, Tyler Hero. I am a big fan of what he's able to be able to do, but I can't justify 12 when he's missing in the first month. So, but I still think it's all right. Like, you still get a good solid amount of time with him. What?
He'd fit my team really well.
He really would.
Some of the money dry up.
He really would fit your team really, really well. Oh, they're making you work for it, brother.
No, that's right. I'll hold off there. Yeah, goes for $19. I want to start hot. It's not that sexy starting the year with an injured guy.
No, that's absolutely valid. But it's at a small discount, so that's all right. Here's Jamal Murray, who again would also fit your team quite nicely. When we're looking at it. But again, you don't really need a guard. You need to find that center that's going to work for your team at a right price, that's what makes it hard now, Mattrix, because you're getting into that stage where you're like, Okay, I need to find the right center. I can see the right center that works for your team quite nicely. I just want to see if you're able to get him.
I was pretty high on Jamal Murray, but I'm just going to let him slip through to the keeper just to see Trust Your ABC News drop down to about $50 or what's that, $60 there.
Yep.
Yeah, puts me in a pretty good stead for further bids.
I mean, it's all right for Jamal Murray. I know he's a head above the rest. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Yeah. Thank you. $22. It's not bad. Not bad for old Jamal there. I'm going to say who's going to be nominated now, and here comes Donovan. So this is where we can see a player like that is being mocked around first round with people that start to get, that have already got their teams half filled out now. You'd think that he'd go at a little bit of a discount. Although I say that and he's up to 30. So, I'd said discount, but, even 32, it's not too bad for a first round player.
No, I don't think he's a first round player.
I reckon.
I have him.
Where did he finish last year?
Yeah. Not very.
No, I'm pretty sure he was first round. Let me hang on. I've got it. You keep chatting away and doing all the good stuff. I'll find
he's
where
got it. He's gone for $33, and yeah. So now again, I have the most amount of money. So let's see how we go.
Very, very nice. Actually, no, you are right. He was not a first round. He wasn't even a second round. Where the hell did
nope.
He finished 35th per game, and then in totals, he was 35th per game, and then total game he was. Is this Hartenstein? Don't care.
Yeah,
he was 32nd. So, yeah, he was definitely a little bit down. So, that's fair enough, actually.
Yeah, no, that's why I slipped him through to the keeper. Isaiah Hartenstein, again, I think is unreal value there for $7. Just not going to fit my team at all with that free throw percentage and everything like that. I would, unless I get some really good late round value with these guys, I'm probably going to start to tank rebounds. I'm really strong in points, really good in assists, good in threes, great free throw percentage. Probably tanking that field goal percentage. But yeah, no, not again. Isaiah Hartenstein does not fit me one little bit. So,
in all honesty, though, like it's not like you're like if you get the right centers, your field goal percentage, like Curry, Booker, and Murphy aren't killers to your field goal percentage for the positions that they are.
Yeah, sure.
So, like as point guard and shooting guards, Booker and Curry are very, very solid. So yeah, it's definitely something that you're going to be able to work around for sure.
Yeah, mate, Pascal Siakam. Like, what do you think the bump is with him with Reese out?
I think it's good in aspects of his touches. I think the quality of touches will go down though. I'm surprised that this wasn't someone that was actually you would have been looking at. I thought he would have worked quite well for your team. So I was a little bit shocked that you didn't actually have a crack at Pascal Siakam.
I did bid up to about $20 there, but
well then that's fair. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. You just got outbid 25s. Yeah, probably pushing for what you have. So that's fine. But yeah, I can definitely. There's still someone else that I am circling that I know that you want, and I'm probably going to put him up in it. Actually, it's my nom next. I'm probably going to put him up.
What is it? I've just got Kobe White for $14 there.
Not bad. Not bad. Points again. Keeps you high. Yep. Beautiful. There you go, mate.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. I thought this was a good time to pop him up and that should get some cash off the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah. I know this is someone that it would work very nicely for your team.
Yeah.
Sorry, for audio listeners, I'm talking about Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr. That would really shore up Matty's ability to get some blocks to be able to take some of the bigger guys that aren't as much of a risk with block wise later. Yes, he's not the best rebounder, but Matty's going to be able to nullify that later on. But yeah, this is someone that would definitely work well for him. And Brano is making him bloody earn it. This is what I wanted.
I reckon Brano's foxing me, so I'm going to let that go through to the keeper.
Honestly, he works quite nicely for Brano's team too, with Luca and Mark Williams and whoever his other pick was. Who was his first pick? If you don't mind scrolling up for me.
It's up on the.
No, I need you to scroll up.
Joel
Embiid. That's right. Thank you. So yeah, that works for him. That works for him. It wasn't the it's what I wanted. I wanted to get some cash off the board, hence why I put him up there. That's why it's very important to be able to look at the other players as well in the league and just kind of look at what they kind of need and what they're going to try and do with their next pick. Like, I saw that there was a glaring person that was on the board there that Matty would have definitely liked, and I made it a bidding war, and Jaron went for 30 and was able to get some more cash off the board.
Yeah, which is good. They do have we're using presenters mode up there. On my main screen at the moment, I have like my queue and everything there. If you're a guy that drafts with a couple windows open, you definitely can do that. You can have multiple windows open. Print your own draft board, or in this case, I converted across to dollar values to try and work out how much I'm planning on spending on guys, which helps keep me in line if I've got it on paper. I've been pretty happy with this draft in particular. But yeah, there's still, again, can take a little while. There's still a little bit to go, but it does seem to quicken up towards the back end of the draft as nobody has any money.
100%. And I'm just saying now, James has just made some absolute rippers in his last pick. He's gone Derek White for 24. I love that. Josh Hart, 10. I'm not overly stoked with, but I don't hate it. Anthony Davis, 57. Love that. Kevin Porter Jr. for 2. It's worth the swing. Mitchell, 33. And then he's just got Dyson Daniels for 20. I love what he's cooking right now.
Yeah, and Dyson Daniels, again, that huge source of steals. Steals is one that is hard to measure because you're never sure if he's gonna keep doing it. But yeah.
These guys are telling me that Franz Wagner nearly went for $4. I was like, I'll get in on it. And then James just went, nah, screw it, I'm going 20. Fair enough. Fair bloody enough. Which is a good, actually. I don't mind getting Franz Wagner for $20. That's not bad. I mean, that's pretty good. Let me preface this. It's a gamble in the sense we're not 100% sure what's going to go on with the Magic. But, like, if he is in his right situation and it works out for him, he's way better than 20.
Yeah. He would have fit me perfectly. But, Yahoo's been struggling a little bit in the background on this one. So. It glitched out as I was going to bid it $4. So.
How bloody good is that?
Yeah. I just rebooted it up there. They're good for that.
Yeah, but that's okay. Hey, look, everything's not perfect. We're not perfect. We're close, but we're not. So it is what it is. We're still big fans of Yahoo over here.
Zachary Ricochet just went for $2 there. And Walker Kessler's up to $10, mate.
Hey, Horse, I hope that you're watching, my man, because if you heard how good Mattrix pronounced Zachary Ricochet, he put you to shit because there's no chance you would have got that right. If anyone's noticed, Horse has mispronounced at least 2 players in every single team so far, and I love it. I'm keeping an eye on it. If you haven't noticed, now you know.
At least 2 players in every single episode.
Yeah, exactly right. It's been fantastic. Just keep your eye out for it. Now, this works for me, but I don't really want to do $7 or $8 for Rudy Gobert, even though I probably should. Because he does work for me. And I'm just going to shut up and actually just do it, in fairness. Get him for $9 here.
Go for it, mate.
I'm not having him for 10. I'm not having him for 10. No.
Yeah. Adam's giving it a crack there. So but he's got 7 players, so that's his 8th player. So you know what?
Yeah.
Again, $10 for your last couple players left for Adam. He'll be right. So
yeah. Where's Adam's team?
He went hard early.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah. But also
shut
too,
up and
like,
jam.
shut up and jam. Yeah, actually, yeah. Oh no, actually, I like that. I've just given him Gobert there because that his shit free throws nullifies trays, and like, yeah, they're the polar opposites of each other. So I'm more than happy to let him have that.
I've just picked up Brandon Ingram for $11.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all.
No, me neither. He is a guy that doesn't hurt me anywhere. And when I've lent into a lot of categories earlier on, he does give me that flexibility at power forward. We'll do a lot of things up there in Toronto when there's not much going on.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, I'm fine for these mid-tier guys, and with $66 left, I can attack a little bit. Would have been okay. Jimmy Butler there as well for $12. So.
Bro, like Jimmy Butler for $12 is value. Well done, Brano. That was really, really nice. But touching back on what you said with Ingram, yeah, I reckon him and Barnes work really, really well. The only problem is that they really need some more spacing. Like, that is a mid-range logjam with quickly Podol, Barnes, and Ingram. They really need to be able to stretch the floor there. So, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But still, I'm not against with having a crack at him for $11. Like,
again,
Vucevic just went for 12.
Yeah, I'm fine with Vooch there.
Yeah, but I mean, in context of Jimmy Butler going for 12, like Vooch and Butler should not be going for the same amount of ka-ching.
They're getting drafted for exactly the same on ADP.
Interesting. Well, not in my fucking eyes, that's for certain. We see Miles Turner come up here, and this is another man that would definitely work well for your team. I will tell you that for sure.
Yeah, he's a guy I'm having a little bit of a crack with. One of the other gentlemen that I do have that I'm bidding against does have a little bit more money than me. But yeah, Miles Turner, he was one of the guys that when I let Jaren Jackson Jr. go, he was a guy that I was hoping to target. I definitely won't pay the same amount that I've paid for Jaren Jackson Jr. because I don't think he's the same quality of player. But yeah, everybody's having a little bit of a bid here at Miles Turner. Pretty good value with that upside as well. So,
yep, I 100% agree. I would have. I mean, shit. I thought he was going to go for like the tweens, but he's up to 24, which is just 25. I mean, geez, you and Abs are really going at it here.
It just really fits what you plan to do. Like, can hit those threes, still gets rebounds, gets blocks. But $25 there, yeah, let him go.
Yeah, I think you've made the right call to let him go at that kind of wicket. I mean, look, I love Turner, but yeah, 25 is probably a little bit overs, but hey, it is what it is, mate.
We got Jalen Green popping up here for $1.
Interesting. I'll let you guys see that through. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's pretty good value at $5 though.
You make a good call. Go. Yeah, I was about to say, you make a good point that he actually is pretty good value for $5. I'm not doing it for $6 though. I can't do it to my field goal percentage.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And
yeah,
good.
Give me another one.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, wind it up. It's not for us.
Auction drafts are pretty fun to draft in person too. If everybody's sitting there having a bid, and again that you've got going on there, it's a pretty fun scene to do it in a live setting. So
Yeah, absolutely. Could not agree more.
Draymond Green's somebody I don't hate.
Are we bro, I can't believe that someone just outbid me. I was like, yeah, this will work great for my team. And someone just comes in and just cool.
Well, this will be Adam's last player.
And Brano decided to go more. Oh, lovely. Yeah, well, okay. Well, that's fine.
I don't hate that. We're talking $4. We're talking a tenth of the value of Trae Young.
Yeah, exactly. But also, too, how many players do certain people need? You know, there's still a lot to be thrown around there with $4. And when it comes down to that nitty gritty bit, Matty, where you're going for your guy, and you know the difference is the $1 and the $2, you got to kind of make that call, mate.
Yeah. We're seeing Aaron Gordon popping up for $3 at the moment. He fit what you do, mate?
Oh, big time. That's why I am currently the leader of having Aaron Gordon. I'm not going to be pissed if someone outbids me, which they just did. So I'm going to let him go for $4. That's fine. But yeah, I was more than happy to have a crack at Aaron Gordon there to be able to get him on the team. But that's fine. I don't really give a shit about if I lost him or not. But I love what he's able to do. As we saw last year, it was very much the fact that he was able to hit threes at a much better rate and a much more efficient rate too, which made him a lot more dependable and better for fantasy. He always kind of hovered around that. Do I hold him or do I drop him range? But he was definitely a hold last year purely because he was able to get the free throw, the field goal percentage up due to his threes going in. So just a wait and see there for Aaron Gordon, but I like it. And then we see Bam.
Bam Adebayo is somebody here that I would say that's best available on the board. Doesn't really do it for my team, but pretty good value in here at $18. So,
all right, no, he's fine. I think he's fine for your team. He just needs to stop shooting goddamn mid-range post up fadeaways and trying to extend his range. Just do what you do best. You're a dominant inside force. Just get to it.
$21 went for less money than somebody like Miles Turner. There's sort of a comparison that I don't hate.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, I agree.
Value
I agree there, Matt. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, Turner's a bit more. Bam's more boards and assists, while Turner's more blocks and threes. So, yeah, they do separate things, but they can still do, what they need to do well and right. Geez, okay. Seems like everyone was bloody waiting for Paul George to come up. They were saving their money for Paul George, apparently.
I mean, I'm letting him go. I just think early on he's good value. If you get him for $15, I think that's fine. I'd be up to about $12. He's somebody that I'm targeting in Supercoach, the new format that's coming out in Australia, because you can just trade him out if he gets injured. Like, it doesn't impact it as much. I think he'll have that upside, and I'll probably even go like Embiid in weeks that he looks like he's going to play. And if he, and if somebody like that drops off, I just don't really care because he's only one trade away.
It's unlimited trades as well, isn't it?
Yeah, yep.
Beautiful. So yeah, no, I'm right with you. He's discount price. He can still hoop. Like, let's be honest here, he was fairly injured last year, and he's in a great spot in Philly, so it's going to work.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got started seeing a few guys off the board like Colin Sexton at a couple bucks here. We're seeing Austin Reeves pop up here at the moment. He's a guy that would fit my team fairly well.
I 100% agree. He would fit your team very well. He annoys me, but he's such a good player for what the Lakers do. Very, very vital to that. I think he would work very, very nicely with the amount, how good he is at the free throw line and how much he baits fouls in as well and draws. And obviously he gets a bit of the Lakers whistle. So it's obviously a great pick. 19's very, very nice. He just needs a bit more defensive stats really to be super viable, but it's hard when you're going to have Luka, but Luka's going to be able to generate so many spots for him too.
it's hard. I popped on the calculator and worked out what I thought he was worth, and I had him up to $21. So look, not a heap of value for somebody that saved a lot of money. But it's so interesting that, for the first 30 minutes of this podcast, probably 40 minutes, the chat between you and me was I hadn't taken a player. It's funny how that swings. I've now got 7 players. I've got $35 to fit 3 players in, and you've got $28 to fit 5 guys in.
Yep, and that is fine by me. I'm more than happy with my 5 picks as well. I've gone a lot more top heavy than you, and that is absolutely fine. We've gone 2 different ways. We'll just see how they both play out for us. Yeah. Give me Tamari Kamara, baby.
And it's funny, like there's guys in the league that have 4 guys to fill for $5. So they, as soon as somebody starts to bid $2, they're basically out. And again, you got your guy in there at $4. If that guy's sitting there banging his head up against a brick wall, he legit cannot bid on Tamani. Like he can't get a guy like Tamani Kamara at this stage of the draft.
Exactly right, and that's a beautiful one there that I've just got for $4 because that is steals that a lot of people don't really. What's the right way to say it? A lot of people kind of look away from steals and they don't really look too far into it. So being able to get a guy that averages that good of steals, I'm more than happy with. I know that, his percentages aren't great. I don't care when it comes to that kind of situation. That's a guy that's going to get the minutes, that's going to be able to get the steals, and he's just going to be able to get greater opportunity for the position that he's in. So more than happy to go with Tamani there. We see Porzingis come onto the board now, and being someone that's projected around the 20s, $20 range, it's someone's going to get an absolute steal here, and it looks like it's going to be you. Oh no, we got booked out at the start, but just don't. Porzingis is hard because Boston traded him so cheaply because they were worried about his health issues that he has. So now Atlanta have to do that. Atlanta's not going to be like, hey, we're going to flog Porzingis. Like, they're just not going to do it. They've got a Kongwu. They're happy to be able to leave Porzingis as long as they can until he's right as rain to go.
Yeah. Look, I agree that maybe he shouldn't be overdrafted. I think when I had a look at my draft board, I had Chris Stapps, and I'm gonna look it up now. I've got him at 32 at the moment, up from 37. And it's all just on a per game basis. But you're right. They will let him ease into it. He's not Australia's most healthy man. But for $14, definitely willing to have a throw. I think that like when you're looking at comparisons of Bam Adebayos and your Jaren Jackson Juniors and Miles Turner, for him to go like $10, $15, $16 cheaper, that didn't really make sense in my head. So.
Yep, no, that's so fair. I think that's bang on the money there. So I've just taken Claxton for $5. Happy to get a starting center there. That was someone that I was targeting with my remaining cash. I just thought I was going to have the crack at Allen or Podol, but I feel like they will probably price me out. I thought Claxton for $5 was more of my kind of speed. And like when you look at it in the way Hartenstein went for $7 and Claxton went for $5, I'll more than happily be taking Claxton there at a much discounted rate.
And to be honest, Pirtle's probably the better player or projected to be the better player this year.
Yeah.
In saying that, I might throw him up there. But like there is a world where Claxton has a better year than Pirtle. Like 100%.
Yeah.
Like I could see that happening.
Yep. 100% agree. 100% agree. And and I was right. Podol went for more than $5. Yep, that is fine by me. That I went with the got Claxton for less, so I'm fine with that.
I don't really get Jared Allen going for $9 there in a 9-cat league. I would take Pirtle over Nick Claxton. Like with the structure on my team, neither of them fit. And I've went out and got Vucevic, and and Kristaps Porzingis. Like, could not be more polar opposites when you're talking about
Yeah.
centers.
Yeah, but also too, like the fact that Vooch went for 12 and then you could have got Jarrett for 9. Like, damn, that he would have been nice for your team too. But I suppose it is what it is.
No, I don't rate Jarrett. I think Pirtle's a better player than Jarrett Allen.
Ooh, okay, fair enough. Nah,
he'll outscore. I'd bolt a bet you whatever you want. That Pirtle's
That
gonna
what?
have a better year than Jarrett Allen statistically.
Okay, so but are we talking what fantasy or are we talking what?
No, we're talking fantasy. We're in a fantasy podcast, mate.
Okay, so what per game?
Yeah, I'd take per game. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and it's
little
9
little belter bet.
Done. I'll have
little
a bet with you.
9K.
Yep, done.
Yeah, cool. I can't wait. You'll see the post on our socials.
Yeah, done. No, that's a gentleman's agreement.
Last time we did that, Balta sent me a Carlton too, so that was good.
Well, what's that?
Last time we did that, Balta sent me a Carlton for doing the old Balta bet.
Oh, beautiful. I'm pretty sure you still owe me a 6-pack.
Oh, well, I'm about to win it back.
That's all right. Oh, you can give me 2. That is absolutely fine. Fine by me. Who do we see? Kaminga, the cum bucket.
I like Norman Powell. I really like Norman Powell.
Have a red or crack. So before that as well, I've put up Julius Randle, hoping to try and get someone to bait out a lot of cash. But in fairness, he actually went to Flanders for an absolute bargain of $7. Like, yeah, you get Randle there for piss all. That's a really good get there for Flanders. Well done.
Sorry, I had a small technical difficulty. What's your outlook on Powell? What do you think the bump is there?
Well, I don't know how it gets much better, in all honesty. I mean, look, Harden and Kawhi were out for certain periods. Powell went absolutely off last season. I mean, yeah, it's probably going to – you might be able to say that with Hero, but, yeah, I don't know. He had to score above 20s again to be really that worth because he doesn't do much else. It's just heavily on that he was shooting at such good percentages. And, yeah, I think it makes it a bit sticky, but yeah, it's tough to gamble on a guy that only scores, you know. But when it's that scoring at this time, yeah, you have that crack.
Speaking of guys that only score, Jordan Poole goes for $10. He does get the odd assist. So does Norman Powell. Like Norman Powell does a little bit of everything, but yeah, Jordan Poole for $10.
Yeah, I'd say I worry about what's going to happen when DeJounte Murray comes back and how those two are going to be able to work together. Poole obviously is a ball dominant type player. Murray's better at running an offense, a winning offense. So I'm interested to see how those two are going to work when they come back.
Yeah, 100%.
$3.
Yeah, again, we're just starting to see some guys go. But Steph Castle going for $3, yeah, fine. But when there's blokes like Peyton Pritchard and Fred VanVleet and some players like that still sitting there, they're the guys that I will sort of target for my $3. I feel like with $21 here, I can mad dog anyone.
What do you got? You got $21, have you?
For 2 players.
Oh, so I've got 19 for 3. Oh, we're close.
I'm not gonna be a dick. I was gonna say who do you want to target, but that could legit impact everybody's choices. And yeah, I've got zero interest in Shade and Sharp for $2 there. Guys,
I love it. $2. Love that Shade and Sharp, and that should have been someone that you should have targeted. In all honesty.
No, man. Like, honestly, I've got $21. Like, there's better players than that. Mikal Bridges is a better player than Shaden Sharp. Fred VanVleet is a better player than Shaden Sharp. I only have 2 spots left. I don't
Yeah,
have
okay.
the funds to I do have the funds to get a Shaden Sharp. I don't have the roster spots. Like I'll get guys
Yeah.
like Shaden Sharp off waivers.
Yep. Very, very fair. Very, very fair.
Starting to see like your Michael Porter Juniors in here at $4 and $5. He seems
Mhm.
like good value for your team.
Yep, that is someone that I'm going to definitely see if I can sling my way out of here. But like if I miss him, that's fine. If someone wants to go for sevens, that's cool. But hey, give me him at $6. Let's see how he goes. In Brooklyn, I think he's the number one guy. Just depends if you can get the ball off Cam Thomas, but then it depends if you can get the ball off of him. So, yeah, it's scoring, it's rebounding, but it's good threes as well, and that's something that I definitely wanted to be able to get a bit of my team there, which is fine. I need to make my call on the next one though, but I know who I'm going for, so that's okay.
It's a mock draft, so that doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
But do
exactly
you think
right.
maybe him getting shut down at the end of the year is a real possibility?
There's definitely a chance, especially with his back. But that's cool. I don't really mind if he's able to give me, that kind of value at that stage. Yeah, I mean, look, he's talking absolute dribble at the moment in the off season, but still, yeah, he's a championship player. He can still bring that kind of the big hitters and everything like that. That's needed. So he knows what he needs to be done. So yeah, I'll definitely still have that crack on MPJ.
Mate, I just got Mikal Bridges in there with $10. My
Yep.
draft is nearly over.
Mm-hmm.
I have $11 left for my last player. Mikal Bridges doesn't hurt me anywhere. I think we'll get a little bit of a bounce back year from him. I don't really care about him getting a few less minutes because it shouldn't really concern and affect his numbers enough. So Mikal Bridges,
Yep.
I'm fine with.
Yep.
We see the
Fair enough
injured
too.
Darius Garland, your Cleveland boy.
Yep. Yep. And that's me trying to get him for $8. Oh, Braino, you rat bastard. How have you done that to me? You're such a dirty dog. I hate you. I'm still going to take it.
I think
I'm
you're
still
going to
going to
get
take
him.
it. Yeah, it's still a month. It's a month without, but that's fine. $10, fine. I'm still happy with. That was what I needed for someone that is one of the best assist players. Like I'm 100% happy to have a crack at being able to get Darius Garland there. It's points, threes. Yeah, beautiful. Still steals as well. He gets in there as well. It's not like he overly kills you field goal percentage either from a point guard position. So that was definitely something that I wanted to target and wanted to get there with being able to be able to target in on DG as being the assist guy that was going to round out my team.
Yeah, fair.
Mm-hmm. How
I
much
mean,
money you
look,
got left on your last pick?
I've got $11 for my last pick.
Damn, I got 3, but that's all right because you went 3 for the last one and you got the big one this one. I went the big one last one, and then you're going to be able to try and get me 3. There we go.
And we see Miles Bridges go for $7 when you're having a look at a guy that could be a top 60 guy. That's crazy value. But that's why you be a little bit patient in these drafts.
Yes.
And you've just been outbidded on DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, look, I'm literally just probably going to throw up my 3, my $3 just to see if it lands anywhere on my last guy. I've got like a very well-rounded team when it comes to position-wise. So I've got my eye on one last thing that I'm going to be able to do. And also, too, I've just realized that Zach LaVine is actually point guard, shooting guard here on Yahoo, which is outrageous and works beautifully for me. So that's going to be able to, really work in my favor. So I can do whatever the hell I want in this last one.
Yeah, fair. I've just put up Emmanuel quickly for $11. I think that he's the best available player for me. If I didn't get him for $11, that's fine. If I don't get him for $11, then I'm draining literally as much money as I can physically from all these other players. So, because there are guys that I'm that I'm definitely okay with taking. I'm okay with your Peyton Pritchards there. I'm okay with Fred Van
Oh,
Vliet. Actually fits my team pretty well. I just would prefer to have Quickly. So
yep. Yeah, I mean that's very, very fair, and definitely, I like what Quickly is able to achieve as well. Definitely getting the point guard role, that's for bloody certain. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see with how the offense for Toronto is going to work, because like there's not a whole lot of 3-point shooting. They're going to have to rely pretty heavily on Quickly.
yeah, and like doing earlier comparisons about where you take guys in the draft, and I'll let you take your pick. Quickly, completely fine there. Oh yeah. Quickly, completely fine there, but I think Kobe White will have a better season there for $14.
Oh, Quickly versus Kobe White is tough. It just depends what you really. Oh no, because they're kind of like the same type of player. Really, it just kind of comes down to percentages of how it's going to work, because they're not really defensive oriented players. I think I lean more. Oh, jeez. That's really, really tough. That's really tough question. If I had to say, well, I'm going to go Kobe White, I think he's the second option there in Chicago. But while Quickly's probably maybe third, fourth.
Yeah, 100%. I just finished my draft. Fred Van Vliet, $11.
Oh, you did. Yep, beautiful. No, that's a good take to be able to get Freddie there. I think that's really, really good.
Do you know what's going to be great over the next little bit? I don't have to draft, so I can recap. I'll have a bit of a chat about my team, which is crazy because I was the last guy to bid on a player, but I'm the first player to finish my draft.
Yep. Well done. Well played. I've got one more to go, so I'm just trying to figure out who my last player that I want to be is.
Mate, I've gone Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Trey Murphy, Kobe White, Brandon Ingram, Nikola Vucevic, Austin Reeves, Kristaps Porzingis, Mikal Bridges, and Fred Van Vliet. Look, honestly, having a look at my team, we're gonna have relatively decent field goal percentage, an elite free throw percentage.
Elite.
I think I'm gonna get, I think my turnovers are going to be not fantastic. It'll be in some of those counting stats like the assists and the rebounds where we'll decide whether I'm winning or not this week. I think I'm leaning away from rebounds a bit with this build. Allows me to have a look at some of the other teams.
The rebounds are all right. The steals are non-existent. That's for bloody certain. Yep. So yeah, definitely punted the steals. But yeah, Rees are very nice. Yeah, I really like how your team's built. It doesn't really hurt you anywhere. You've definitely done a great job of keeping the free throws high as well. Yeah, I think you've drafted a very nice team there.
Mate, we see RJ Barrett go for a couple of bucks. Again, perfectly fine at this point in the draft. Peyton Pritchard for $13. He's one I couldn't decide when I was going Quickly. Fred Van Vliet or Peyton Pritchard. So yeah, I suppose I'm happy getting Fred Van Vliet because he was the only guy I could afford out of those three guys. Going a little bit harder through those mid tiers, through the middle. We see DeAndre Ayton go for $3. I think that's probably a steal. We see Jabari Smith Jr. go for a couple bucks, and a guy that we've been chatting about on our socials, mate, Donovan Clingan. Let us know why you think that he would be a great pick this year.
Just, mate, it's a ridiculous amount of blocks. We've seen how good he is when it comes to rebounds and blocks got him. Let's go. That's what I wanted. I was tossed up between him and Asar Thompson, but I'm pretty sure that someone is eyeing Asar off later on, so I'll definitely take Kling in there for 3, and I'm done. So that's good. But yeah, we saw how good he was without DeAndre Ayton in the side. Numbers were super inflated, and it almost 3 blocks a game, 10 rebounds. the sky's the limit for him. He's so good around the rim. I think the thing that most impresses me about him is that he's able to stay on the floor even when it's not like he's out at 28 minutes or anything like that. He's able to stay on the floor. He's able to time his runs well. He's able to keep himself on the court, which is really what you want as well as the center. So yeah, I think there's going to be plenty of opportunities. I reckon it's going to be fantastic. Fantastic this season for Portland. He's definitely someone that I'm eyeing in pretty much in a lot of my drafts, in fairness.
Yeah, he's somebody that I'm high on, and I do think that the 8-block game, it was a little bit of an outlier,
right.
and inflating those, because he did play only the 11 games without DeAndre Ayton, and to get an 8-block game there, I do think it's closer to 2, but I see Jan Hansen just being a guy that will come in later on. Like I don't think that he's going to be coming out of the box and playing 30 games a night. No. I do think that he's a nice fit with a lot of what they're doing in Portland, but Donovan Clingan will get the lion's share. He's the guy that they were cool with letting Ayton go with because he had.
Yeah, exactly right. And also too, I've watched a lot of Portland last year. They just impressed me. And I just thought they were playing such fun basketball. I thought the games as well where Clingan was when he was played as the main center, they used him as such more of a vocal point as well on offense, which really made me feel a lot more comfortable with having him, as well as being such a young player. He made the right reads, he made the right rolls. He was able to shoot threes as well at times. He gave a lot of good centers headaches as well at certain times on offense and on defense. So I think that's going to be able to really catapult him this season.
Yep, no, I like it. As we see Anthony Simons, Alex Cam Johnson and Benedict Mathurin go off the board. Anthony Simons for $4, Alex Sarr for $16. Honestly, probably your last stab at getting elite blocks late in drafts.
Yep, absolutely.
Cam Johnson, again, a guy sort of went for double the price of Michael Porter Jr. And again, being traded for each other, there's going to be a lot of comparisons there. There's a lot of people saying that Cam Johnson's a better player than Michael Porter Jr., and I am not one of those guys.
Really?
I think that people discount what Michael Porter Jr. did. Like he's in Denver. Cam Johnson, is a better shooter, but on small usage and knocks down, open shots. I think Michael Porter Jr. Was a lot better value there at $6 than $12. Benedict Mathurin goes for 11. And again, we spoke about how this would happen. This would really start to quicken the draft. Benedict Mathurin goes for $11. Nobody could even bid against him, really. We see Naz Reid go for $3. We see D'Angelo Russell go for $2, who I think will be a top 100 guy this year. D'Lo, after being 158th last year. You look at Dallas's depth chart, and there's nobody there.
Okay. No, they're deep, Dallas. Dallas are deep. But point guard wise, until Kyrie comes back, D'Lo is going to be the starting point guard, which is going to be really, really nice to be able to see there. Asar Thompson goes for $2, which is just insanely good value there for James. Really, really smart to be able to hold on to that. I would have loved to get that. We see Bazalis come out. Love that, getting Bazalis there. If they get him for $1, that is just fantastic.
If he doesn't get him for $1, it can only be $2. So
exactly.
Again,
right.
Probably a top 100 year coming in for Bazalis.
Great round out there. That's really nice by Josh.
We're starting to see Onyeka Okongwu go in for $1. And everybody's just finishing their teams off with their last pick, aren't they, mate?
Yeah, exactly right. And that's what you want to see. There's still some good players here to be looking at. You got John Collins from the Clippers in his new home, which is nice. CJ McCollum could have some more upside in Washington, which is, he's going to do what he's going to do. You got Tobias Harris, who's just safe as all shit He'll be fine there. Derek Lively can be a swing. Hunter's going to be good for Cleveland until Max Struess comes back. So there's definitely some guys there that you can have a look at and round the team out nicely.
Mate, on your screen, is there anybody that you see there that their team stands out amongst the rest? Of course, keeping in mind that there's 9 cat leagues. Is there anyone's you really love there?
Well, I really like mine. But one that other than mine that I really like, I like James's with the Davis White. Donovan Mitchell, he had some really, really nice picks later on with Bam and Walker Kessler as well, Franz Wagner, and then ran it out with Asar Thompson. Really, really like that. Dyson Daniels as well for the steals wise. I like that. I'd like Alex's upside one as well. Big fan of Braino's team as well that you can see there with Embiid. And then for safety as well, you got Luka, you got Mark Williams, you got Jaren, you got Jimmy for an absolute steal. Really like that. Obviously, I like yours, but I'm not going to blow too much smoke up your ass. I thought Flanders made some really nice picks as well. They're getting Jared Allen for 9, Julius Randle for 7. Don't like the Anthony Barrett one, but DeAndre Ayton for 3. Really short up his front court nicely. There probably took too many big guys, but that's with Shea. So as long as Shea's on the court, everything's going to go right, mate. What about you? Who are you liking from this?
Yeah, probably James for mine. Was a bit patient. Got Anthony Davis for $57, and then Derek White. Like when I have a look at some of these other guys and their values that got taken, like Derek White is a guy that could go. That has been a top 30 guy in the last couple of years, or in the last year. So I wasn't high on Josh Hart and maybe Kevin Porter Jr. and some guys like that, but I do think Dyson, Dono, Franz Wagner, Derek White, and Anthony Davis, and Bam were all guys that just have that upside with the safety, which you can't say about too many teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, 100% agree there. I think who the hell took Sean took Anthony Black there. I just don't see how that rounds out the team nicely at all, but that's all right. Each to their own. You can have the upside swings, I suppose. But yeah, I thought this was a really, really good concept and good draft. I thought, I really liked it. I appreciate all the boys for coming through.
It's crazy that we're an hour and 47 in and we've still got 105 people live. So really, really appreciate everybody.
You sick fucks.
Yeah. I'm not sure if we could even release this one for audio content because I just think you nearly need the visual to be able to stick around with it for 2 hours. But anyway, we'll see how we go. Geez, it was good to podcast with you again, mate.
Absolute pleasure, mate. We'll have to do this a couple more times. Go to bed half cut and wake up ready for work the next morning. It's just how it's going to be. You beauty. You go sell some cars. I'll go stuff up some gas checks. You beauty.
Yeah, well, I've got tomorrow off, so I'm pretty excited for that. So,
piss off. Jeez. Thank you.
Thanks everyone for sticking around. I appreciate everybody, especially there's a lot of boys from the Mother Lickers team, my basketball team that popped into this one. So shout out to Dino, Matt and Adam for popping into this one. That was great.
Damn.
The Mother Lickers. What a basketball team.
Love that. We appreciate everyone that came into the chat as well and dropped their comments and everything like that. Absolutely love that. We love yous and we appreciate yous.
All right. Cheerio.